And welcome back. Thank you for joining me again, and thank you for the subscribing and the viewing. I appreciate all the kind comments in which you, ladies and gentlemen and children, for those the ones who are allowed to watch certain ones, listen to your parents and keep your distance. Thank you. It helps me have a longer life with all of you. I'm ALANCOOK, the proud owner of the Dion. This is the Mona Lisa when she turned older. This is the younger Mona Lisa. She's in her teens, approximately 17 years old is my estimation, and my belief is she's probably between 45 and 55 in the painting. Now, I'm going to show you that this painting is a diary and some of his artwork tricks. And I should take that back a little bit in the sense of some, because I have well over 600 YouTubes out there, extremely hard worked in the sense. Some extremely amateurish, and some actually look like I'm a professional, which is kind of odd because I never thought of ever doing a YouTube. I've just been winging it, and you can see I've never done any editing, and I've never done any of trying to conceal or hide or trick you on any pictures. So what you see, do not shoot the messenger, and I'll do my best to explain. We're going to be showing you his hand. We're going to be showing you her hand. You're going to be showing her head. You're going to body and his, and we're going to be showing you this icon here, which is called the skull. So let me put this down over here, and for you to know that I am not a robot, I'm going to put me up here for a second and just wave to you and say goodbye. Here I am. Okay, now we're off. I'm not a robot. Isn't that kind of funny? Are you a robot? Okay, here's his big hand, and here's the big skull. When I lay this hand with this crown, if you put a head here, the person be wearing a crown. I mean, that looks like a crown. You'll see the hat, but if you take a look here, you can see the crown here, and you can see how the hand comes through and the finger. So when you overlay this close, you can see how he will move the finger and he will twist this finger. If you take a look here, you see this dot, 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 and dot, dot. So he'll give you this movement of this much and also moving the finger. So you'll have almost this much movement, and you'll have about, oh, I would say this much movement up and down. You can see how his fingers tuck up inside here. Okay, but if you take a look at the crown, it fits perfect. Perfect within that. See how this is? Watch. And then you see how this. Beautiful. And you see this V here? You pull it down. He has it in the inner V. But there's an outer V, which gives it an allotment to go angle too. Because don't forget, if you check out my YouTubes, you'll find out that he makes his paintings move. Okay, so now we got that part going. Take a look at the hat. If you see the hat here, you can see the outline in the stars and how it comes down. How the hat's over here. Okay, but he has stars here. Yes, stars here, 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 and the hat drops and curves. See? Like this. So you can see when it's even in this position where the hand is, where the movement is still within its place, you can even see the feather in the hat in the curve. So look at, here's the curve, and here's still the hat. Okay, so now we know that exists. But if you also look at the dress of the woman off on the side on the angle, you can see the cut angles in the stars. Well, she would move in the angles. So that means everything's moving in these angles. everything. Okay, now I'm going to put this down, and then I'm going to show you where they fit in a little bit different in the hole of this into a smaller, and then I'm going to show you a bigger. So when you lay this little boats, I call, and you lay them within this, I call the Diva Hemon hat. And Hemon hat is like a drag queen, gay type dressing 100 years prior to Leonardo da Vinci. And if you look in the back, you can see kind of a V. If you look, this is kind of like a V. He makes his items go from tiny to bigger, 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 bigger. These, what you are imagining, are cones. This is like a V here of in your thoughts of the pictures. They're not imaginations in any way. They are facts. And I'm almost positive this bird, this Tweety bird, is right here. But I'm going to have to check that on my next YouTube. Here's the Tweety bird with. But anyway, I always find more and more stuff and talk along. So forgive me if I'm a jabberbox, but I'm in love with this painting. It is absolutely gorgeous. It is a blessing by thy supreme God. If you see how the boat fits right into the hat to make, if you use it as a hat and you stick it right here, you can see how he fits in the face, and his hands come down in this angle, and you pull it down, you can see the outline of his hand in here with his finger. But that's not where all he sits. Remember, he moves. See, he fits here and he fits here, and when he lines up, he fixes on the bottom. Now she also, if you see the stars throughout, actually line up with her dress. See, some of the stuff he gives you a higher highlight. And what's really cool is if you can see her face 100%, you're going to see it better and large. She fits here, 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 here. And don't forget, you can see these faces, how they change in the stars, but you'll also see them throughout here. So he constantly repeats her. He's a copy machine. And again, he also wears this vest. When you get him in the right spot and he fits in there, he wears the vest. She wears the vest. I call it the vest when they're wearing the vest, even though it's the skull. But we all have our ways of describing stuff, and sometimes mine's always changing a little bit because it depends on what it's being used for. You know, expression is 1,000 words. You can say I love you, or you can say I love you. Which one sounds like you really mean it? Okay, so expression is 1,000 words, and that's the way God can say, and that's why sometimes in the Bible it's misinterpreted. Which way did he express it? Did he express it with what type of tone? Okay, so mine is pure heart and feelings and desire to show you the truth in this. Okay, so when I actually move this in to right there, you can see how her breast area actually fits perfectly within half of the skull. Watch. Right there. Okay, but she shifts throughout. So if I shift this up one notch, whoops, well, that means I got to pull it down. There. If I shift it up one notch because it moves, there she fits a little bit better. You can see the arm bleeding through. Here's the arm running up and down, and you can see it in the stars right there. Here's her arm. See? Her arm. Okay, now I'm going to put this down and give it to you even in a larger form because it's taken me all day to do this. Now here's the bigger picture, and here's the bigger picture of the skull. So when I take him again and I lay the boat within the area, you can see how he comes across. Look at that. Perfect face mask. I mean, that is perfect. Eye, nose. Now I'm going to hold it on the tip of her nose. I'm going to pull it down. You can see her nose. There she is. Here's her eye. Here's her eye. Here's her nose. Watch. Now I'm going to, there's the tip of her nose. Okay. Now here's her right eye, which is the left we're looking at. There it is. I put it back. Here's her right eye, which is her left. There it is. That's her. 100%. Now, if you follow it, you see, not only you see that, she follows throughout here. So if I was to slide it, which is hard to do with a mouse, okay? Okay. When I slide it, she actually slides across and gets closer to her lover. And you have to go up and down, okay, to fit it. And watch this. When her eyes are in here, it fits in here, you can see his hand in the area. So here she is, perfect fit. And if you look at his hand in here and how it rides, you can see how this rides right into that area. But you can take this one and shift it up here. So that means I would have to take this and move this like this, and you can shift it up right there, and she will display herself in a higher form, getting closer to him. Okay, and you can see I'm off because here's her shoulder and here's where her shoulder should be, but she is there too. She is here, but that's the same shoulder as this. So you can actually see her eye and face here. That's why you always see the Mona Lisa follow you across the room, because he does the same thing to the Mona. And it gets really odd. You've got to see my YouTubes. I'm going to shift it back down and give you the main one that's easier to be shown. And whoa, what was that? Whoa, look at those eyes light up. My goodness. My. Okay, so let me shift that. Let me shift that back down one notch. Whoops, went 2 notches, didn't it? Let me move that one more. Isn't that beautiful? Huh? Didn't I do you guys right? You see her? There she is. There she goes. She's right off to the right. The Mona Lisa has my painting, Dion, in it. Now, for those who are just joining in, remember, the Mona Lisa, okay, is a young woman, and this is when she grew up. Now, obviously, what's sensible? Okay, the sensible part is she didn't just disappear after he painted her, okay? He had her, regardless if it's himself and his lovers, combined into one, along with the model itself. Regardless, he knew that he had to paint her into her adult appearance, and so he painted her for 55 solid years of his painting life. And inside this Mona Lisa, this is a Mona Lisa, which is called Dion. This is the Mona Lisa that's been named by the world. And for your knowledge, Lisa, if you use the L in Lisa, stands for Leonardo. If you use the M in Mona, it actually stands for Melzi Francisca. And if you use Lisa and the A in Mona and put it together, it comes out S-A-L-A-I, Sali. All 3 men lived together, okay? And for their whole life, 1 year prior to Leonardo da Vinci's death, Sali left. Melzi hung in. I had wedding pictures in mine. I have a date in here that shows that One year on Christmas Day, he didn't get a ring, and then which has had to have been devastating on Christmas. You know, your heart wanting your love so much to give you a ring, and you didn't get one on Christmas Day. And they wanted to get married, and then I cried. I cried actually when I saw the hangman in here. I have every single piece of his work that I have examined so far to date, from the Last Supper, the Lady with an Ermine, the Walking Lady, every single individual, every cortex diary writing. I got his signature in here. His signature's all over. His paintings all over. So my next YouTube, which I always say, should show you the Statue of Liberty and her being the Statue of Liberty, or the Statue of Liberty and she's through the Statue of Liberty, which is through his arm again. The man is a repeater. Check out my 1, 2, 3 ABC paint by numbers that Leonardo da Vinci did. 1% of the break of the code. I have given you the information. If you Google online about the CE, the B, the L2, the 149, the answers to those codes they found in the Mona Lisa's eyes. My woman's eye, if you took a Lincoln head penny and just the top of his toupee, not the back of his hair, just the toupee of the Lincoln penny, look at it, is the full size of my woman's eyes in real size. You blow this eye up, 100 megapixel camera on the full screen, and then put your hand there and crop your hand, and then blow it up again, and then crop your hand again, and you will find well over 30,000 images in it. Now, for one more thing before I go, I should have made this a short YouTube. My apology, but I got so excited. For one other thing, he was a musician. He was a singer. If you see the stars, how they run in different various. You can turn this painting anywhere and art comes. But I couldn't understand how come some of these not only have words and letters and numbers, which I figured out the letters and numbers of some sort to a degree, but if you take a look, he's actually, while he's painting, these are portraits, these little things and in between that don't make no sense. That's a portrait of a guy and a portrait. These are portraits, and they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and then finally build a Mona Lisa. But he is actually, this is a music sheet. Imagine a music sheet, and these are, he's playing music. The man's playing music while he's painting the Mona Lisa. Singing a song, making a code, painting the greatest painting on the planet. This belongs to the Mona Lisa. It hit the paper today. I put in a Facebook to the director of the Paris. I don't know if he's aware. I can't believe that he was unaware. How can you not know that there's another Mona Lisa out there? It is such a shame. It's like a lost sister or brother or child found. How can this not be something that should be burning through the wires of the internet? This should be blowing through the wind. This should be the tornado, the hurricane, the bursting of a star. It should be a full moon. A leap year, what, etc. And with all that said, you can hear that there's no way that I can paint this, manipulate the painting, manipulate the artwork. I barely know how to do this stuff, and I've been doing it. I don't know how I've been doing it, but I have. And with that, I have to say, I want you guys to understand, take that broken finger and hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit the view, thumbs up, and pass it on to your friends, your brothers, your lovers, your teachers, and tell the world that you learned something and that there's this other piece of work out there, 565 years, that somebody's been trying to break, and this guy's broken some of the codes. Okay? This guy, if I broke one code, there's at least 99 more out there, and I spent 7 years and $500,000 in labor in this thing. So, don't shoot the messenger. The pictures tell you the truth. A lot of it's amateurish on some of my YouTubes, but you know what? They're from the heart. They're from true facts of what I've seen, and I'm only showing you again. And with all that said, please listen to our governor of California, Newsom, and I think he should run for president. I really do. I know it's too late, but still, there's always next term. And with that, I have to say, hey, God bless the whole world, the universe, and the heavens. You guys stay safe. Don't forget, broken finger, hit the subscribe. Help me out, a brother. In Jesus' name, amen.